WVTC Radio Detroit. You can find us on Facebook, YouTube, our website, www.wvtcradio.com, or download our WVTC app from the Play Store for Android users and the App Store for iPhone users.
Hey y'all, this is Larry Whitfield. Welcome to Sunday Throwbacks right here on WVTC Detroit. On today's show, it is our hope that you will enjoy great music from past and present, that you will be impacted by a throwback moment. So listen, call a neighbor, call a friend, call somebody. Let them know Sunday Throwbacks is on. Let's go. It's Sunday. Sunday Throwbacks. What's up, everybody? This is Sunday Throwbacks. Another edition, another weekend. I am your host, Larry Whitfield. I'm so excited today, y'all. I'm almost out of breath because I've really been, I've been anticipating this week. We have a guest out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. His name is Six Strings, TJ Six Strings Bryant. He is my guest today, and I'm so excited, Lewis and I are very excited to have him on. But before we get there, we want everybody to like and share. We want you to like and share. If you are on, I want you to hit that share button, and I want you to like. If you are on YouTube, we want you to like and share. Let everybody know that Sunday Throwbacks is on. Go to your phones, go to your tablets. Y'all know the electronics. Just go to everything and just like and share. Let them know that the Stellar Award-winning WVTC Detroit is on the air, Sunday Throwbacks, and we're so excited. But we want to get to some music before we get to our guests. It is 5 o'clock, y'all. Let's do it with Jonathan Dunn and Wave My Hands. And when we come back, my guest, our guest, TJ Six Strings Bryant, will be on. This is Sunday Throwback.
Yo, Steve, am I in? This is hot. In the red. Trying to comprehend it, but I can't. No, I can't comprehend it. Got my mind blown away, just like wind that's ascending and it's blessing me beyond. Yes, he really does exceed all I ask for.
Yes. Jonathan Dunn would wave my hands. Somebody just lift your hands right here in the studio and just give it to him. God is worthy. Everybody, this is Sunday Throwback. What's up, Lewis?
Man, you should have told me to bring my skates.
Man, studio too small for that, man.
I know, but I'd have made it do what it do.
Yes. Everybody, we are so excited. Our guest, Six Strings, we're about to bring him up front. But before we do, I just want to just read just a little bit. It says here, it all started from the Muck, southeastern Florida, the summer of 1983. Mary Bryant and Tom Bryant gave birth to their oldest son, TJ, aka Six Strings. Both of his parents were heavily rooted and grounded in quartet traditional music. Six Strings started off playing guitar at the age of 7, and then he later developed the gift of playing drums. Now, I'm going to leave it right there because I need to bring him on. Everybody, let's welcome to the table Six Strings. What's up,
going
man?
on? What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah,
How you
man.
doing?
How are you, man?
I'm hanging in there. Blessed. I can't complain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, I want to tell everybody real quickly how I even encountered you. I was on YouTube just listening to some various videos, and I caught one of you doing something with it was a play along with Doobie Powell. Now, everybody here know that Doobie Powell is one of my favorite producers. Now, my program director, station owner, is back here laughing now. She knows that we play a lot of Doobie Powell here. He is a beast. We love him, but he is one of my favorite producers. So
Yes, sir.
this song that you was playing, which we're going to play later on, I was listening. I was like, oh my goodness. So what I did was I shared the video to some musician friends that I have here in the city. And one of the guys I shared it to was bass master as well, Alan Snoop Evans.
Yeah.
So I shared it to him, and he was like, man, I met this guy 2 years ago. This guy is a beast. And when Snoop told me that, I'm like, okay, well, that validates me getting in touch with this guy and getting him on. And here we are.
Absolutely.
And you are definitely a beast, man. And we are so glad to have you, man. We are
Thank
so
you.
glad to have you.
Thank
Yes, sir. I want to ask you this question.
you.
Both of your parents were heavily rooted and grounded in quartet music. Talk a little bit about that, because apparently your parents had a group, and your dad played guitar or bass, and then you had Uncle Daniel that
Yeah, I
also
have.
played bass.
Yes.
Talk about that a little bit.
My mom and dad met when my father was playing for a quartet group called the Sons of Faith out of North Carolina. My grandfather, which is my mom's dad, had a group called the Mighty Mighty Gospel Singers out of Florida. They met in South Carolina for a gig, as you would call it these days. And my dad was playing the guitar and my mom was singing at the time. So my dad moved to Florida, and, you know, they got married or whatever, had me. And to be honest with you, my mom was pregnant, playing the drums with us, pregnant to like 8-9 months, you know, holding a pocket on the drums, quartet and stuff. And we all came, you know, when we came into this world, I strummed my first note on the guitar, which was like an A chord.
Right.
And then my father needed a drummer. He started the Bryant family. He needed a drummer for our quartet group. So I started playing the drums. And my Uncle Daniel was playing the bass for the Bryant family at the time. And he later, you know, started venturing out doing other things. And I was like, Dad, I'll play the bass. And like, I just started playing. I just started, you know, the old Walkmans back in the day that had the tape players and the earphones. I would go to sleep listening to music, and the next morning I would wake up and start playing.
Man, that is phenomenal.
That's amazing.
So now, in reference, so your mom played drums.
Yes, sir.
Wow, that is crazy. Hey, listen.
Yes, sir.
So in reference to you playing bass, now your dad played bass, and then your Uncle Daniel played bass. Now, who did you really pick it up from? Was it your dad or Uncle Daniel?
I was all inspired by my dad because as a guitar player, I knew he had, some experience playing basses until I saw an old appreciation concert they had for him in North Carolina. And he actually played bass for my grandfather's group that I was just telling you about. And my dad was smacking. He was killing. So I was like, Dad, you never told me you could play bass like that. Like,
Right.
And that is what actually inspired me. They had a band called the Black Pearl Band back in the day, but Dad played the guitar, but I never really heard him play bass until that video. And I didn't want to play the drums no more after that moment. I wanted to play the bass like my dad, and everything he played, I wanted to know. I wanted to mock him. It's just his whole approach, his swag, everything. I wanted to be like my father.
Now was Dad playing a 6-string bass at the time?
No, Dad had an old school 4-string Fender at the time. I don't even think it was a Fender. It was like an aftermarket 4-string.
Wow.
My actual first 6-string, I bought from my Uncle Daniel. And I bought it. I was borrowing it, simultaneously, or I was like, oh, let me play your 6-string, here and there or whatever. And I was playing a 5 at the time. And I started playing a 5-string when I was like, I would say 6th, 7th grade. My senior year, my mom finally said, okay, we're going to start borrowing it. We're just going to buy it, I guess. So she surprised me with it one day. And it was sitting on my bed when I came home from school. I was in high school. I was 17 years old, and it was sitting on my bed. She was like, it's yours now. You ain't got to borrow it no more. Your uncle sold it to you. I'm like, what? And I played that 6-string until really like a couple of years ago, until I got, endorsed by Bassmont.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Everybody that is just tuning in, this is Sunday Throwback. We are here with TJ 6 Strings. Brian, phenomenal interview. Lewis, you got a question for our guest?
So you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How long have you been there?
I've been here not quite a year.
Okay.
I would say March, the beginning of March will make a year that I've been here. Mm-hmm.
I'm asking you that because one of the coldest bass players that ever graced the planet,
Wayman Tisdale,
him and Robert Wilson, the brother of Charlie Wilson.
Charlie Wilson, yes, sir.
Yeah, the brother of Charlie Wilson. We lost him not a few years ago, so I was wondering if you had a chance to meet him, or Wayman Tisdale. Did you get a chance to meet Wayman Tisdale?
No, I actually have joined and attend Friendship Church, which Jamal Dyer is a pastor, which is the old church of Wayman Tisdale. His father, Wayman Tisdale's father, was the old pastor of that church, from what I understand. And Wayman used to play at Friendship. A lot of videos, a lot of stories that I've heard about Wayman playing at, at my church at Friendship now.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yo. Wayman played bass, of course, better than he played basketball. Well, it's true. Yeah. I mean, he's a beast on bass, but he ain't with the ball. Yeah. But listen, let's get into some music, man. I want to get into this play along that you did, man. That, again, I told you before we got on the show, Detroit loves to shout. We love to shout and give God praise. Yes, and you did this play along, man. I want you to introduce it. It's called Shondo. We want you to introduce it.
You want me to introduce it?
Yeah.
Yes.
We want you to
Shondo
talk about
was
a little bit.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you say that.
Oh, no, you good.
Shondo is a praise break that T. Aaron had made that I actually started to cover. And as I started covering more of his covers, I started to work a lot more with him. And Shondo is just a praise break that I was, a couple years ago, I was just like, hey, man, let me cover this. And it was very challenging at the time because, I wanted to get more into praise breaks, playing fast and putting a lot of licks and stuff together. So, Shondo is just one of the praise breaks that I enjoyed covering. And shouts out to T. Aaron. He actually helped me out on my first single. So, you guys check out T. Aaron music when you get a chance.
Absolutely. Here it is, y'all, Shondo. And then when we come back, we're coming back with our guest. Oh,
Look here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lord have mercy.
Were your fingers on fire
Man.
after that?
Everybody, this is Sunday Throwback, and we are on our feet.
I'm
Yes,
up on my feet.
yes, with six strings. Man, that was phenomenal, man.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
phenomenal, man.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
I am really speechless, man. I'm just, you know,
And he hit all six strings.
yes, yes, yes. Listen, you were endorsed by Bass Mod. Would you talk about that a little bit? Because Bass Mod is like, like Nord is the industry finest for
Right.
keyboardists. You see a lot of people that do endorsements and they do various shows and stuff like that for Nord, because Nord keyboard right now is the industry.
Top notch.
Right. And Bass Mod, I mean, I was looking at Bass Mod and I saw Fred Hammond on there and a lot of other major bass players across the country. And they endorsed you, man. And that is huge. Talk about that a little bit.
I started off with my first bass mods. Honestly, a lot of musicians, and this is just off subject. A lot of musicians feel like just because you play a certain instrument, you should be endorsed by them, or you're on tour, you should be endorsed by them. Honestly, man, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or downplay anything, but I've never been on tour with any artist. I've never had the opportunity to tour with anybody. How I got my start and how I got endorsed was I actually paid my money, hard work. I paid cash for my first bass mods, and I started doing my bass covers just out of the conveniency of my dad's studio or my room or wherever I had the opportunity to play. And slowly but surely, the bass cover from I was doing bass covers, and a bass cover from I did with Tim Rogers, No Turning Back. It went viral, and companies they appreciate the simple fact that, hey, if you're actually branding their brand or whatever, and people see, oh, what bass is that? And it's also the tone of the bass, how you play it. You can't just turn every single knob up. you got to have an ear for how a bass should sound. And
Right.
a lot of things played into me being endorsed with bass. So I reached out to Rob Lemus, and I was just like, man, what would it take? I like how my first 6-string, I was like, I like how this sounds, man. Like, but I want another one. And he was like, hey, listen. And a lot of people try to get this same bass that I have holding right here. And he was like, man, I have this one right here. Didn't even put it online yet. I think he put a picture of it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he put it on Facebook, he was like, it's already sold. And this bass was specially made. I'm not going to say for me, but I will say from God, it was made for me because there's no other bass like it. There's a lot of other bass mods, but they don't have Aguilar, the MC3 preamps and stuff like that in technical terms. And I really appreciate Rob because he actually gave me a chance. And I never had, I would say, I played for Fred Hammond and Kim Burrell, I would say 2-3 years ago. And that was in my hometown in Tampa because I'm from Tampa.
Right.
And that was my first time actually playing for Fred, playing for Kim or whatever, but actually been on tour, been in an actual practice session with any of those greats. No, I haven't. I've did tracks for Marvin Sapp and stuff like that, but never been in the same room, never anything. People have just been watching me online, and I just appreciate, the forefront and, the everything that Bass Mods has given me. Rob and everybody there at Bass Mods, I really say thank you.
Well, Strings, I appreciate your humbleness, man, because on your bio here, and first of all, I want to say this. I'm believing God that someone that is watching this show right now will pass it to someone that will give you an opportunity that you have yet to experience. And I'm just speaking that in the atmosphere and speaking it into existence. But it's something you put in your bio, man. It says here, 6 Strings believe that you should always keep God first in all that you do. Chase your dreams. Keep your heart pure, even behind closed doors. Let me say that again. Keep your heart pure, even behind closed doors, and God will give you the desire of your heart. Now, that's connected to Matthew 6:33, where it says, seek ye first the
kingdom of God. And all his righteousness.
And all his righteousness. And then all these things be added. Now, I'm not trying to preach. I'm just trying to make a point out of what you believe. So, man, I am just thinking and believing, God, that something is going to happen from this interview. So let us continue.
Right. Yes, sir.
Let's get into this next song that you do. I want you to set this up because you said that this particular play along here put you on the map. This was the play along that people started noticing who you were. And that's the one with Jeremy Smalls.
That's one of the ones. Yes, sir.
That's one of the ones. Okay. Set this one up. It's called No Turning Back.
Yes, sir. That's the Tim Rogers one.
That's Tim Rogers. No
I'm sorry. Which one do we have? I believe we have the one with Jeremy Smalls. Well, let's just play it because I actually picked a couple. Let's just play this one and then you can tell me which one it was, but I believe it is this one. Let's just get to it and then we'll be right back. Everybody, this is Sunday Throwback.
Acts 1:8 tells us, but ye shall receive power after the Holy Ghost has come upon us. Then Philippians tells me that I can do all things with Christ, which strengthens me. Yes, sir. But 2 Timothy told me, for God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Somebody needs your power. I'm gonna keep on praying till the power comes down. I'm gonna keep right on praying till the power comes down. I'm gonna keep on praying till the power comes down. I'm gonna keep on praying till the power comes down. I'm gonna keep right on praying till the Be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. We got to believe what the Bible says. I'm gonna keep on believing till the power come down. I got to keep right on believing till the power come down. I got to believe it, y'all. Yeah, I got to keep on believing till the power come down. Believing till the oh, we need your power. We need your power. We need your power. We need your power. Heavenly Father, I stretch my hand to thee. No other help I know. If thou would draw thyself from me, I don't know where I would be. I'm asking for your power to help me walk right. Asking for your power to make me talk right. We need your power, your Holy Ghost power, your dunamis power. We got to have your power. We need your power. We need your power. We need your power. I got to have your power. Dunamis power, that Holy Ghost power to make me talk right. I got to have your power. Whenever I'm doing wrong and I got to get right, all I got to do is have the Holy Ghost power. We need your power all over the world. We got trouble to the left, we got trouble to the right, but we got to have your power. Ooh, I need your power, and I need it right now. I got to have your power. I got to have your power. I got to have your power. Jesus, I need your power. Jesus, I need your power. Over 2,000 years ago, you came all the way down and you walked in flesh. You know we was already a mess, but we got to have your power. That same power that your daddy gave you from on high to allow you to come and look like me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I wanted to get up like those men across the map that was giving God. Man, everybody,
Wow.
we are on Sunday Throwbacks with 6 Strings.
Yes, sir.
From
Yes, sir.
Yes. You are originally from Tampa, Florida.
Yes, sir.
Yes. You have a shout out you want to give to anybody, your family? I know your wife is watching and everything.
Yes. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my lovely wife, Shonda Faye Bryant. I love you, baby, and I thank you for supporting me and believing in me.
Yeah.
Believing in me. She's a great supporter, and she also is a singer. She's a great singer. Check her out, Shonda Faye. Check her out. She's a great singer.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Also, to my mom and dad, Tom Bryant, Mary Bryant, I love you. I appreciate you birthing me into this world. I appreciate you instilling great family values and most of all, God in my life. It's been a long road. A lot of things I've learned along the way, but watching my father be a man and be a father for our family, being that I just got married helps me a long way now in this walk of life. All my kids, I like to appreciate them. My in-laws, I appreciate everybody here in Oklahoma that has gave me welcoming love, and my church family, my pastor. I can't forget about them, and like I said, my sisters and brothers. I just thank everybody as a family. Hey, listen, if I missed you, it doesn't mean that I don't care and I don't love you. I appreciate you all. GHS Strings, thank you. Bass Mods, thank you. I appreciate everybody who has helped me get to this point.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And as I always say, charge it to my head,
Yeah,
but certainly not to my heart, because those
Exactly.
know me, you know, it is coming from the heart.
Mhm.
Your parents have been an inspiration to your career since you was a little boy. And it's just a blessing, man, to have parents rearing you in your career like that, man, because you don't really see that happening all of the time. So when you see it happening, man, it is definitely a blessing. So shout out to your parents. I
Yes,
want you
sir.
to give some information, man, of how people can get in touch with you. If you know, you have your websites, you have all of your information, and we're popping it in and out during the interview. So I
Okay.
want you to go ahead and verbally tell us, how can we get in contact with Six Strings?
Well, verbally, I'm saying this to you. My social media is Six Strings, the number six, Strangs, not Strangs, Six Strings. I wanted to name it Six Strings because I wanted to be different. I wanted to be strange from the rest of the bass players. But that is Six Strings Music on Facebook. Junior I Am Six Strings on Facebook is my personal page. My YouTube page is regular at Six Strings.
Mhm.
Instagram is regular at Six Strings. Everything is basically TikTok. Everything is basically at Six Strings. I basically branded myself around Six Strings.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. So everybody to see that, it is on the screen. It's on the screen now. Six
Mm-hmm.
Strings is your social media,
Mm-hmm.
um, at Six Strings, and
Mm-hmm.
also I Am Six Strings Junior. This is
Mm-hmm.
how you can get in contact with him. Man, when are you coming out with something?
I'm
When are you
actually
coming out with something?
I'm actually working on some things now. Um, I've been working on some things with Stan Jones and John P. Key, waiting for that to drop. But for me personally, as a musician, as an artist, I am honestly working on some things. I'm trying to keep very quiet about it, but I
Absolutely.
have some well-known musicians and collaborating with other singers and stuff like that. My wife
Mhm.
also, she doesn't know it yet, but I got some things waiting for her. And also, um, like I said, just things I got in the mix to drop this year, and I just I'm in great spirits about it, and I
Amen.
know, like I said, if I keep God first, it'll all work out.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
and definitely, man. As soon as it drops, since we are now connected, buddy, we
Yes,
are
sir.
connected. I want you to let me know, and anything we can do
Right.
here in
Mm-hmm.
Detroit, man,
Mm-hmm.
please let us know. But
Yes,
now
sir.
you're holding your base. You're holding your base because I wanted to give our listening audience somewhat of a surprise. He's holding his base not
Mm-hmm.
because it is a good posture to be on camera holding your bass because he's a bass
Mm-hmm.
player. But he's holding his bass because he's going to play it. He's going to give us something for about a minute live. I wanted him to do something live. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever is on your heart to do, man, just go ahead and release it, and then we'll get back to some more play along music that you've done.
Okay. I got a track here that actually me, my brother. Shouts out to my brother Patrick Bryant and my homeboy Dre Hurd from New Orleans. They hit with me on this track, but I'm gonna I'm gonna try to play it. Hopefully, it's not too loud.
Yes, everybody, that was six string. Hey, somebody popped in there, bass face. You know what you into, and you. Man,
Right.
that was crazy. That was crazy, everybody. This is Sunday Throwback. My guest is Six Strings. My station owner wanted me to ask you, man, what is the difference in the four-string bass and the other different bass? We had a bass player here, and God rest his spirit, Charles Volley Craig. He played six strings.
Yeah.
And you just, that bottom, man, would just ring like a bell. I mean, he would hit bottom, man, on a six string. But what is the difference between the four string? I guess there is a five string and
there's a five string.
Yeah.
So regular 440, which is regular standard bass of a four string, you have your top string, which is an E. You have your A. You have your D and your G. That's a regular standard four string. So when you get into your five string, you add the B string, which is the low end, string, which is, the low. I play with the low E. The low B and the high C, which is the bottom. But I also tune a whole step down. I don't tune regular 440. I tune to A. So all my stuff is actually modulated a whole step down, not a half step, a whole step down. And I got that from Andrew Brochet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of LA. Yeah. That's Goucher. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Raleigh used to tune his bass down like that too. Yeah. Absolutely. Now I don't know how Snoop do his.
Yeah.
But yeah. And shout out to Snoop, because Snoop was the one that really gave me information on you, man. It just really gave big appreciation, like from bass player to bass player, the mad respect that he gave you. And I'm gonna tell you, as a musician and producer and songwriter, psalmist and all, everybody don't give each other accolades.
They don't.
And yeah, and I don't know why, because there's pretty much room for everybody out here. There is a big world that need to hear about God in a rhythmic way. You know. So, but that's a whole nother show. But listen, I want to get into this last play along. Of course.
Yes, sir.
It is my favorite producer, Doobie Powell, and this song. And
Our
I'm
favorite.
wondering why when he did the song, it was so light on bass, because when you put it in, I was like, and then when I listened to it without you, I was like, he didn't put a lot of bass in there. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's go to it. It's called The Light, which is a new release from Doobie Powell. I want everybody to go to all of your digital outlets and get this. But unfortunately, you're not going to get it with 6 strings. So you're only going to get this premiered right here on Sunday Throwback.
Right.
6 strings, put some bass on this. That is just going to blaze everybody. So Sandy, go ahead and roll this. This is so hot. Everybody, this is Sunday Throwback with 6 strings.
Yo, this one is dedicated to 2 of the greatest. Yeah. Bobby Caldwell, Common. Thank you. Let's go. There are times when you need someone. I will be by your side. Hey, there is a light that shines special for you and me. Put your hand up to the sky. Well, alright, yes sir. You don't have to look no further. Hey, yeah. You don't have to look no further. Hey, yeah. There are times you need someone. I will be by your side. There is a light, yeah. There is a light that shines special for you and me. Put your hand up to the sky. Oh yeah, oh yeah. You don't have to look no further. Yeah, on. Woo, hey. Yes sir. You don't have to look no further. I want you to know there is a light that shines. Yeah. Woo. There is a light. There is a light that shines. Yeah. Special for you and me. There is a light that shines. Special for the world to see. There is a light that shines. Yeah. I want you to know He is the light that shines. He is the light that shines. Oh, if you don't know nothing else, I want you to know that He is the light that shines. Oh, wherever you need, He'll be, and you will see. He is the light that shines. Ooh, yeah, there is a light that shines. Yeah, special. Hey, yes sir. There is a light that shines, and it's special for you and me. Special for you and me. There is.
You're listening to WVTC Detroit.
Yes, we're back. Oh man. Oh man. It's amazing how Doobie just like lays the plate for you
Right.
to just put something in there, man. I know I felt that with you, man. It's like, dude, we just put the plate out there for you to just put your bass on, man, and them sounds, man. That was crazy, man.
I actually had the opportunity to meet Doobie Powell personally. He was getting ready to do a concert for one of the artists in Tampa at the time or whatever. And I was in church one Sunday, and it was like, we need you to stay after. I'm just like, huh? We need you to stay after. Doobie's wants to practice with you for this artist. And I'm just like, huh? Are you serious? And I was like, so geeked up. I was like ready to meet Doobie. And when I say the most humble person, like really humble, man. And I had a chance to actually sit down and just listen to everything. He actually taught me how to like hop my bass lines and different stuff like I can do to improve my bass line. So a lot of my playing came from and inspired by a lot of Doobie, honestly, to be honest with you. I just added my own feel to it.
Wow, that's crazy. Shout out to Doobie Powell, Kevin Powell, Billy in Hartford, Connecticut. Shout out to him. Yeah, man. I'm on the phone with Kevin probably once a week just to say hi.
Those guys are some beasts, man.
Yeah, man, they are. Listen, but you a beast too, man. And I want the world to know anything I can do as far as a platform to give you here at Sunday Throwback, man, to let people that don't know about Six Strings know about Six Strings, man. I mean, you are phenomenal, and it has definitely been a joy to have you on. Before we get out of here, man, I want you to give some final thoughts to musicians, man. I want you to talk to them a little bit because you know what's going on in the industry, man. It's great, but it can be greater. You know, there is a lot of arrogancy. There is not enough. Not saying it's not there, but there's not enough unity with our musicians, man. We used to have a lot of sheds and we still have them, but not as much as we used to have musician sheds where they just come together and just connect musically, you know. So I just want you to talk to the musicians from your experience. I mean, you've been doing this thing since the age of 7, and God has blessed you, and he's going to give you more than you've ever expected. I just want you to talk to him right now, man, before we get out of here.
A little light that I can spread to all the musicians, whether you're in quartet, praise team, choir, whatever you want to categorize your playing as. Number one, always keep God first. Never get too arrogant. Never feel like it's all about you. And it always takes somebody. It always takes a band in order for you. Might be dope alone. Yes, you might be. But I wouldn't be. And I can say I wouldn't be nowhere without my family. I started out quartet with my family, my dad and my brothers and stuff like that. Yes, I learned a little stuff along the way to enhance my playing, but I didn't want to keep myself in a box. And that's another thing I want to encourage, you know, the musicians, you know, don't keep yourself in a box. You know, even though you play quartet doesn't mean you shouldn't play praise team or play the Marvin Sapp or the Fred Hammond. Reach out and start trying to play those things. And even though you play Marvin Sapp and Fred Hammond, be able to play some Lee Williams, be able to play some Keith Warner Boy Johnson, be able to relate to the quartet world as well, because I've seen some musicians who can do one and can't do the other. You know what I'm saying? So I would say to open up your mind and don't be in the box as much and let God lead you, man. Just don't be arrogant. And there's a lot of cats out here who don't like, and I appreciate, you know, Snoop for, you know, speaking up and, you know, like doing things that I know some other musicians just wouldn't. And I appreciate, we need a lot more than that, not be just because I'm on your show today, but I would do the same thing to the next musician. You know, there's a lot of dope bass players. There's a lot of guys out here that don't get seen and stuff like that. But just keep your heart pure, keep your heart on the one, stay humble and know what you're doing it for. You know, some people are like, well, I just want to do this. Nah, man, we're all out here if you're a Christian, we're all out here for the glory and edification of Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Only what you do for Christ will last. All the other stuff, bro, sorry to tell you, but it won't last, bro. You know, it's great opportunities, you know, and I probably won't have those opportunities, but I'm glad that I was able to leave a legacy for my kids and leave a legacy for people to remember Six String as. And that's, I was different, and I followed God, man. I let God do this thing. It wasn't so much of me. I let God do this.
Yes, sir. Man, I thank God for you, man. I thank God for your family. I thank God for your parents and everything that is a part of you, man. I'm thanking God for everybody. This has been another edition of Sunday Throwback. My guest today was Six Strings. I want everybody to share and like. I want you to share and like. This was an awesome program with awesome information with one of the baddest bass players on this side of heaven. Sir. I'm talking about TJ Six Strings Bryant, man. Shout out to you and your family, man. Thank God for you. Listen, we're going to go to my sponsor, and then after that, we're getting out of here. Next week, my guest is going to be musician extraordinaire, producer, songwriter, and movie writer, Joe Smith. He's going to be with us next week on Sunday Throwback. So tune in. Six Strings, love you, man.
Love you, man.
More, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Appreciate you both.
Yes, sir. Yes. We out of here, y'all. See you.
Tell me something. Have you ever thought about doing business online? Are you passionate about e-commerce? Well, you should give Willie and Dottie Hamilton a call. With their expertise, they'll help you launch your own free website, use your social media skills, and follow a proven success system. For more information or to book a Zoom presentation, contact the Hamiltons by email. That's hamiltonwillie@sbcglobal.net or by phone at 313-312-8905. Again, that's 313-312-8905. Once you've experienced the Hamilton's professionalism, you'll be sold out.
Hey, are you in need of a jingle, a commercial, or have you considered a podcast for your business or ministry? If so, let WVTC Radio Detroit be your choice. And guess what? Location is not a problem. We can pick you up and broadcast you from anywhere. For more information, please go to our website at WVTCDetroit.com or drop us an email at WVTCRadioDetroit@gmail.com. We're waiting to hear from you. Opportunity is knocking at your door. It's WVTC Detroit. And if you're reliable, dependable, a fast learner, and you're ready to work in a fast-paced environment, we have something just for you. Part-time board operator, and we will train. You must have your own transportation and be flexible. Only serious inquiries, please. Send your email to WVTCDetroit@Whitfield@gmail.com. We are waiting to hear from you.
And we will sing the songs of his fame, forever testify of his grace.
Thank you for tuning in to Sunday Throwbacks with Larry Whitfield on WVTC Detroit. Listen, if you would like to become a partner or a guest on our show, please send us an email at lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com. That's lwhitfieldmusic@yahoo.com or call 313-879-9752. That number again is 313-879-9752. We encourage you that God is always in the place, but what you have to do is get him in your space. When you do, your life will never be the same. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.
views and opinions expressed on the previous broadcast are those of the authors and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WVTC Radio Detroit, its advertisers, or affiliates.
You're listening to WVTC Gospel Radio Detroit, and we're flowing in the Spirit.